to the Wake.Show. As everybody knows, a show needs an intro. This is that intro. I'm Fisher in the foreground, Sam in the back. Chris McCarty takes Mondays off. Son of a single source insurance rocks. And whoops, wrong one.
That's the right one.
You're right. That's always the right one. I want to get there. We go. And
that's a reminder to yourself.
And the sponsor for the first 15 minutes, single source insurance. Let me get a nice shot, a better shot in there. There we go. Thank you so much, Single Source Insurance, for being a part of the show. Happy Monday. How are you doing today, Sam?
I'm better than I was a couple days ago.
Oh, I know. You got into, it was a little scary on Friday.
Yeah, it was like an accident, but it wasn't because I wasn't involved with any other cars, and it was my own car trying to destroy me.
Good morning, Bubba and Crystal, Blake, Robert Reep, Matthew Dom, Mary Nauman, Eddie. Hey, thank you for stopping by the Wake.Show this morning. It's been weird. There's been some people that around me in the last week, a little over a week, that have all, gotten into one accident or another.
Oh, God.
Well, on Friday.
Well, mine was Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Well, later on that day, too, my buddy Kurt Schreiner got into a rear-ended.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was on his way to his trivia gig, and he got rear-ended. He's okay.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
I'm okay, too.
Yeah. And so what happened? You have a brand new car.
Unfortunately, I do have a brand new car that I paid for myself, so it hurts a lot. But I was driving down the highway, and I was just going. Nothing was the matter, and then all of a sudden, my front left tire exploded, and all of the tire pieces knocked off the mirror that's on the driver's side. Like the whole mirror part came off, and my door was like partially broken because of the tire hitting it, and like the extent, the underneath is all destroyed because tire pieces are in it. Like just so much damage on my brand new car.
Oh, you said that you bought it. So in a moment like that, I'm not trying to, I hope this doesn't come off the wrong way. Do you have like your dad you can call? You go right to your boyfriend for something like that? Or you're like, no, MFer, I'm an independent woman and I handle it myself.
Oh no, I call my boyfriend crying. So that's not what I am. I was mainly crying because I just bought this car and I can't I don't make a ton of money right now. I'm 21 years old. So a hit like that really does take a little bit out of my bank account.
So the tire, so this could, maybe you could sue somebody. I mean, I'm not trying to be one of those people, but if your car is 3 months old and the tire just went, and you can, do you have an investigator looking at this? Do you have the insurance people looking at the tire?
Yeah.
Was it something that was faulty? Did you hit something?
I didn't. That's the thing. It was the tire. But the Geico claim guy that I've been dealing with, just some random person assigned to me, did the investigation and the inspection and estimation, and he said that, oh, this happens all the time to any car. He's like, no matter what the age, we just see this happen. And I was like, you see my tire completely shredding happen all the time.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a good thing you're alive. You should thank your lucky stars.
Thank God. I was on the side of the road. People are honking at me because I was I was decided to wear a dress that day, of course, so everyone's like, no one stopped to help me. I was there for an hour.
I'm so sorry.
It was great.
I feel
people are just trash. It's kind of what I determined. I was on the side of the road, I was clearly in distress, and no one stopped. They just honked at me because I was a cute girl on the side of the road. And that's what bothered me a lot about that.
So you were in distress on the side of the road. Where were you?
It happened in the left lane. So it was the grass median. I pulled into the grass. I wasn't even on a road part. It was in the middle of the grass waiting for the tow truck and my boyfriend to get here. And I was kind of just no one checked on me.
Hey, listen, it's modern times.
Oh no, that's fine, and I don't expect anything, but still, that bothered me.
You obviously did. It bothered you. If you didn't expect anything, it wouldn't have bothered you that nobody stopped.
No, you're right, and they have no obligation to stop, obviously, but it's just
But in your head,
no courtesy, really.
But yeah, in your head, you're thinking, okay, I'm a young female. If I break down on the side of the road, I've always had in my head that likely somebody is going to pull over to
someone, not even
me.
a guy, just anybody. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
At least pick over, get over to the side of the road and see if they can pick you up after helping you. You never know how these things work out.
Or just they saw my tire, so obviously I didn't have a spare tire because it wasn't even that. It was just completely destroyed. I needed a tow truck, but you would think if
and there's not a spare tire in your car?
No. Yeah.
What kind of vehicle do you drive?
2015 Hyundai Accent.
Are you, and you're 100% positive that there is not a spare?
I'm completely positive.
Huh. I didn't even know they made such a thing.
Even then, like, if you would have put it on, like, it was destroyed. Like, I wouldn't have been able to keep driving it at that point just because of, like, the way that it hit. So it's fine. I'm all good.
What time of day was it? Because I'm trying to figure out what it was.
It was when I texted you, so it was like, I don't know, showtime.
Well, see, that's what it was. People just didn't have time to pull over. It was, if it's at the end of the day, they had a couple extra minutes, they would have pulled over and helped you out.
No worries. I'm fine, so it's all good.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Well, I'm glad you made it. It's weird, too, because later that day, I told you my buddy Kurt Schreiner got rear-ended. He's fine. Everybody's fine.
Yeah, as long as we're fine. I don't.
He said he got rear-ended by a 15-year-old girl who was driving with her father, and he said she was in absolute hysterics.
Oh, this poor girl.
Yeah,
she's probably trying to learn how to drive.
Yeah, but those are the moments. It's a good thing nobody got hurt. It's at low speed. He said she was driving like this brand new $50,000+ like big truck. You know, one of those big trucks.
Yeah.
And she was just shaking, and
poor thing.
You know, in hysterics, she's shaking. She had her phone in her hand like this, trying to talk to him, and she was sitting there shaking. But here's the thing: it's a suck moment in time for that girl. But those are the kinds of things that hopefully, you know, that little bit of trauma, you know, comes into play in a positive way later in life. You're a little bit more careful. You're a little bit more attentive.
Sure.
As long as it doesn't give her PTSD and she can never get back on the road again. Hey, Maribel. Hey, honey. No, Maribel, I wasn't calling you honey. I saw my wife's name above yours. I'm not calling even though we're Irish, I'm not calling my cousin honey. Which, by the way, I'm a huge fan of SNL, you know, and a few weeks ago, they did a bit where it seemed pretty like racially weird to me, because basically the skit was a bunch of Irish, or it was a game show, and the people on the game show were Irish.
I saw a clip of this. It's on YouTube, yeah. Yeah, and the girls that got ahead were the ones that were related to the guy, you know, that was on the show. And I'm going, are we Irish known to be, you know, or I guess maybe it's not American Irish, but in Ireland Irish? Are they known? I don't know. I'm Irish too, and I don't know.
Because otherwise, I would think that was racially weird. Even if that was a thing, I still think it's kind of odd. All right. So welcome to the Wake.Show. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Chris Fisher, along with Sam Miller from Bake More Pies. And you see we have Roxy and Joey from the Wake.Pups. You can follow them. There they are. You can follow them on Instagram, the Wake.Pups. Which, before we get to on this day, let me bring up a couple of things from my...
I know. How was your weekend?
Well, I'm getting ready to show you via iPhoto.
Wow, look at that. That's amazing. I'm not going to lie. That's amazing.
Look at this. You see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 pies plus a cheesy sticks or whatever they call them.
Oh my gosh, yes.
All right. You see, this cost us, I think it was, what was it, honey? $7 that it cost us? But we had to go through a lot. Oh, $8. There we go. Plus a soda for $8. So here's what my wife wrote. We ordered one pizza. It took 2.5 hours for delivery, and by the time the driver got to us, everyone else had canceled their orders. So now we have our pizza plus 3 canceled pizzas plus cheese sticks. We also got a 2 liter of soda that is not pictured. We got half of our order for the delay for free. So all this plus the soda for $8. Pizza for days.
Hey, I'm here for it.
Oh, well, here's the thing. You know, I just got on the scale yesterday morning, and I'm back up into the 250s and creeping upwards, like 254. And so that's very depressing. And then this happens in the afternoon. But what do you do, Sam?
You still eat the pizza.
See, you didn't even hesitate. You didn't even pause.
You got 5 free pizzas. What are you going to do? Stare at them?
Right. Sam, I could go to the doctor's today, right? Or I got my blood work done last week. My doctor could come back today and say, hey, listen, your heart's about to explode. You need to calm the F down and eat right. And I still could not. You can't turn down 5 free pizzas.
No.
Jeez.
But you also didn't order them. They just gave them to you.
Ooh, let's play a game. Which one of these did we order? Which one of these did we order? And I'm going to start from right to left and let you know what these are. So right there under the, hold on, maybe Single Source Insurance doesn't want their name associated with that pie. So underneath the Single Source Insurance logo is a Meat Lovers. I'm assuming there's a lot of meat on there. Or no, that one's ham. I don't know. There's a lot of meat. That one's like ham and sausage.
I have a guess as to which one you ordered.
This one is the meat lovers. The one behind it is veggie. This one over here is half cheese, half pepperoni, stuffed crust. And then this thing back here is the cheesy stick. So you got to guess on which ones, or what did we order?
So I'm between either half cheese, half pepperoni, or the veggie one. So half cheese, half pepperoni sounds like someone that would order, like 2 people would order it, but that also could come from somebody else. So I'm just gonna say the half cheese, half pepperoni though. So
you'd be right.
I mean, like, that makes sense, but also you got other people's orders, so you don't know if they ordered that or whatever.
True. So that is the one that came to the Fisher household yesterday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. All right. So to take you through my weekend, that was part of my weekend. Oh, this was this morning for those of you that are not, up on your Instagram follows and you need another something to follow. You've got the Wake.Pups. And this was the post from this morning. Is it Friday yet? Case of the Mondays. Look at that little Yorkie face. Look at that little Joey face.
So freaking cute. That made my day better. I was having a rough weekend, and that made it better.
All right, good. I think Single Source doesn't mind having their logo associated with that little face.
Sponsored by Joey.
The new official spokesdog for Single Source Insurance. And there's Roxy in the background, of course. All right, so that's from Instagram. Let's see what else happened on my weekend. Oh, no, just more cute pics from my dog. What the heck am I doing there? I must have thought that looked cool. Oh, the dogs.
Are those egg cups?
Yeah. So
I make egg cups all the time.
Well, this is my wife meal prepping.
Yeah, me too.
Look at that.
There you go. The best. It's so easy. Best meal prep. I highly recommend to anybody. Make some egg cups.
Yeah, because she does those points, Weight Watchers or whatever, one of those things, and she logs in her points. And she said that when the oatmeal, whatever she was eating in the mornings, the oatmeal with some fruit was a lot of points. Okay. And these little egg cups are like 2 or something like that.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, so.
That's great.
All right, little milk.
I'm
glad I took a picture of them, and I'm glad we talked about them. And Lauren, if you want to post the recipe, if you're still watching,
they're so easy to make.
Yeah, or if you got the recipe, let's post that because shoot, maybe
you can put whatever you want in them. I use 10 eggs, and then I use a muffin tray of 12. So between the eggs, put a little bit of milk in there, and then in the actual tin, I'll put like shredded little pieces of turkey bacon and onions to kind of just like give it some substance and some seasonings, and then just throw it in the oven at 350 for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. She
put real bacon in it. There's no such thing as turkey bacon.
I love turkey bacon.
There's no such thing. It's turkey slime that they
Fair enough, but I think turkey bacon's really good.
What do you guys think of turkey bacon? They don't
Leave a comment below.
This relaxing moment on the couch with the dogs is brought to you by Single Source Insurance. Anytime the news starts to get to you, you start to get down during your day. Just imagine yourself on the couch with Roxy and Joey taking a little nap. And now back to my weekend. All right. I don't know if there's anything. Oh, those are the pizzas before they ended up on the internet. Oh, my gosh. Look at that. It was so good.
So good.
So
wow.
One thing that I am a little, because we live down, in South St. Pete and where we are, I don't know that there is we haven't found it yet. I don't think we looked really hard. But we need to find a local good pizza joint that delivers, because that's, all due respect, I can do some, Pizza Hut. I'm not the biggest fan of Papa John's. Papa John's just goes south too quickly for me. But man, if we can find a nice pizza joint, I'd rather support. In all due respect, Pizza Hut, you're fine people, I'm sure.
Yeah, Pizza Hut does have the $10 dinner box though, and that's a great deal.
Yeah, you can't be. The thing
that's
is,
a great deal.
I know when you're ordering your local, you want to order from your local pizza joint. That's awesome, but you're going to spend almost at least about $20 on a pie.
Yeah.
I know sometimes a little cheaper for the bigger pie. $16, $17, $18, but it's hard to beat these corporate deals when they can give you 2-for-1 pies for $10 and all that good stuff. All right, so that was a shot of the. I think this is that's just sleeping Roxy on my socks.
Oh, that's funny. Soxy.
You have to take pictures of the dogs. You never know which one's going to turn out good enough to make it onto the Wake.Pups Instagram.
And then I saw some wine.
Of course. I just forward. Of course. I forward the pictures to Lauren, and then she
gets it.
She picks through. Well, also, I did forward her this photo as well. She was at the...
That's a great, not blurry picture at all.
Well, it's... I don't know if you guys can read that, but
probably not.
It's good enough. It gets the job done. And here's the thing: I love red wine for $10 $10 or less.
Me too.
And so it's, when you come across one that's good, because I mean they all get the job done as far as I'm concerned. In the end, maybe with a little bit of a headache the next day. But I wanted to get, I wanted to cook something. I'm going to be cooking a pork tenderloin tonight, and I'm going to use this red wine. Well, actually, another red wine, but
sounds good.
But anyway, so I told her if she comes across this and it's on sale, please pick me up a bottle. It wasn't on sale; it was only $10 though, so that's awesome. But sometimes you can find it for $7.99, and that's the way to go.
Never had that brand.
By the way, that was free. They're not paying for that endorsement. Unlike Single Source Insurance. Thank you, Single Source.
Yes, thank you.
All right, let's see what else happened on my weekend, if anything. Oh, okay. Well, don't look behind you. This is my wife grabbing my phone, obviously. Hold on. I feel like I need to look at these pics more. Oh, yeah. Look at that face. That is of somebody who's not ready to get up. And then that's just a tree in my neighborhood that's falling.
Oh, no.
All right.
That's not good.
And so taking the dogs on the walk, there's that tree there.
Oh, my God.
I know. I don't know how.
That's not good.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I think it's fine.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. Look at that thing. It leans out halfway over the road there.
Wow. Oh, no.
Yeah, and if you're the car across the street there. Oh, what else? What else do we have? Anything worth? Okay. So we have, this is a picture that I thought was kind of funny. I don't know.
Oh, my gosh.
It'll end up on Instagram. It's Joey trapped outdoors.
Let me in.
Yeah, it's Joey trapped outside watching his sister eat and finish her dinner.
Oh, my gosh.
So I'm sure
that tree is a little concerning. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, isn't that
I'd be
something?
nervous driving underneath it.
But I think these kind of trees are not as heavy as you think, and can grow like that and withstand winds and not fall, because it is big enough to hit the house across the street. Anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. And then lastly, for those of you that go way back, well, probably you'd have to go back to high school, and because I don't know if anybody that was listening to me when I was with Napoleon in the late 90s. Hey, Morgan, how are you? She says, hey, handsome, good morning from Morgan and the Boulevard Burgers and Tap House. Hello. Oh, Joey and Roxy. She is known as Aunt Morgan to them. But anyway, so Nate Farmer went to high school with me, and he and I went to Sac Comedy Theater there in the mid-'90s, and then got together and did radio in the mid to late 90s. Also coming to Tampa. He made it, I made it in 2000. So this was a little piece of art that goes back to Daytona Beach in the Crow days, as my wife and I were going through some boxes and still trying to, get moved into our new house. And so I found this, and I thought it was hilarious because this looks nothing like me. So here we go. This is back when I wasn't Fisher. I was College Boy. And so it was College Boy Napoleon. And I liked the art at the time because it was perfect. For Napoleon, he had his little cigarette in his mouth, and he gave him little devil horns. That was kind of his, shtick. And for me, College Boy kind of sounds like, not Superman, almost like super. So when it came back and I looked like a weird version of Ronald Reagan, I don't know what that, somewhere between Superman and Ronald Reagan, I thought, all right.
With really bushy eyebrows.
Well, you back in the day, I have some thick eyebrows now, but back in the day, like this thing connected.
It does look like Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, this thing connected here big time, and I have big old thick eyebrows. But these, I guess I don't. Oh, I'll trim them up now. I use a little trimmer, just go, I don't. But I used to get them waxed, and then I went to Ideal Image Laser Hair Removal and got the middle taken care of permanently. Yeah, I know. Those eyebrows are something. Yeah. So anyway.
That's funny.
That was my weekend going through, and then I had a couple of gigs on Friday and Saturday night, did a Countryside Lanes. Yeah, that's about it.
Countryside Lanes. I've been there.
Maple Lanes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Did some Cosmic Bowling out there.
Oh, yes. I've done Cosmic Bowling.
I love it. It's so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such an eclectic cross-section of people as well. All right, enough about that. Our weekends aren't that nonsense. Let's get to on this day and some of the stuff that's happening. I know some of the more serious news coming out of the weekend, going into the weekend, coming out of the weekend, is the strikes in Syria. We'll see how that plays out. Some people are concerned that we are on the... So let me ask you something, Sam. Are you following politics on a scale from 1 to 10? Where do you fall? Just following it.
I'm very tuned into social media, and that's where I consume a lot of my news, most of my news.
But you're not tracking down political sites?
No, not
cable news?
No, not at this point. So probably a 5 or a 6.
Somewhere, all right.
I get news very quickly, but I don't track it where I'm like watching TV all the time or watching like Fox or any of that.
All right. So from your perspective, where are we? Do you feel like we are on the brink of war? Or you think, does that kind of stuff even enter your head?
I think that it's a very strong possibility. I'd like to think on the positive side and hope that this isn't where it's going, but we've kind of been on a snowball effect for the past year or so.
So you feel like we are on a trajectory
yes.
for war right now?
Yes. I don't think it's going to be something where it happens tomorrow or even like a month or so. Like I think it'll be a gradual thing if it happens at all, but I do believe that we are coming dangerously close to that.
Oh, all right. Is it with who? Or can you tell? North Korea, the Russians?
Oh, man, I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
North Korea kind of backed off, which makes me a little sketched out, but we'll see. That motive kind of went away real quick, so I don't know why.
Oh, that makes you nervous? Like it's a calm before the storm? Like all of a sudden you're in the eye of the hurricane, everything seems cool, and then...
All of it, well, they just all of a sudden became very quiet, and nothing's happened in the last couple of months, and he was like, oh, I'm good. Like, I want to talk to you guys. We're fine. Like, everything's fine. And I think that that's very suspicious behavior.
It could be that they are focusing because there's a meeting coming up. And so they might just be focusing on that and their plays between now and then. And like I said a couple of weeks ago, it did seem to me that they switched gears, but on purpose, kind of like you would at a poker table where you have two people that were going like this, very aggressive, very aggressive, very aggressive. Then all of a sudden somebody flips the script on you and lays back. It's very tight, as we would say in poker, and conservative. And all of a sudden it's change the dynamic there at the table. But we'll see. We'll see how that.
What do
plays
you
out.
think?
There's a lot of saber rattling right now. I guess I did ask you that question for a reason. I guess because I am a hair nervous. A hair?
Yeah, I have a good deal of anxiety about most things, so it doesn't.
It doesn't help with it.
I have very intense anxiety about a lot of things, so this has kind of just been like, I've been anxious for so long about something happening that it almost has exhausted me to this point. So
when you were sitting there on the side of the road on Friday, was your anxiety peaked, or that's not the kind of scenario that piques your anxiety?
Honestly, I was more anxious about being on the side of the road than I was about someone bombing us. So I saw it on Twitter at that same time, and I was like, I mean, like,
I'm too worried about somebody running over me right now.
At that point, I'm like, can I do something about this right now? No. Can I do something about the situation in front of me right now? Yes. I'm going to focus on that. So,
which brings us to On This Day. And the reason that we do On This Day every single day is for perspective and to remember that some of the, like, what happened, us sending missiles into Syria, or what may happen, coming out of that, if anything. That even if it does shake us a little bit in the moment, remember that all of these events will one day just be on this day in history. On this day, hallucinogenic effects of LSD discovered. What year would you peg that as? On this day, in what year were the hallucinogenic effects of
the 50s?
LSD?
I haven't looked.
Almost. 1943.
Okay.
Now remember, this is LSD. This is not the hallucinogenic effects of mushrooms and psilocybin. Those were discovered thousands upon thousands of years ago.
I figured.
All right, a Swiss chemist working at the Sandoz Pharmaceutical Research Laboratory accidentally consumes LSD-25, a synthetic drug he had created in 1930 as part of his research into medical value of lysergic acid compounds. I guess the lysergic is the L in LSD, maybe? I don't know. I like to make things up as I go.
Oh, let's see.
After taking the drug formerly known as lysergic acid diethylglycol.
Yes, so that's what it is.
LSD. Mm-hmm. Dr. Hoffman was disturbed by unusual sensations and hallucinations in his notes. So let's read his notes. This guy is discovered LSD. I was flying through the universe with God on one side of me and Satan on the other side of me.
Goodness.
No, I'm just kidding. Here we go. Last Friday, April 16th, 1943, I was forced to interrupt my work in the laboratory in the middle of the afternoon and proceed home, being affected by a remarkable restlessness combined with a slight dizziness. Well, this is no fun. Let's get to the good parts. At home, I lay down and sank into a not unpleasant, intoxicated-like condition characterized by an extremely stimulated imagination. In a dreamlike state, with eyes closed, I found the daylight to be unpleasantly glaring. I perceived an uninterrupted stream of fantastic pictures, extraordinary shapes with intense kaleidoscopic plays of color. After some 2 hours of this condition faded away. All right, so he had a little...
he had a bit of a trip there.
Yeah, I guess that's what they call it. I guess what the kids call it. I'm lying there on the couch on this day in 1943.
Man.
I skimmed through this earlier. There wasn't a lot of things that popped out. Just a couple. On this day in 2007, the Virginia Tech shooting leaves 32 dead. So that's 11 years since Virginia Tech.
That's insane.
And that's why when we're talking about Parkland and these these mass shootings, it's really disingenuous and does the conversation no good to try to say that people are trying to change things based on one incident. These things have been accumulative, going back to, Columbine, or if you want to going back further than that, because you got to remember where Going Postal came from, and that was because of these mass shootings that have happened at post offices over like a 10 or 15 year period.
Yeah.
On this day, Apollo 16 departs for the moon. Charlie Chaplin is born on this day in 1889. 1889, I believe, I believe is also the year that Hitler was born, and the year that they finished the Eiffel Tower. The only reason I know that is because of a painting that was up in the office of our apartment complex. So.
Okay.
Oh, just it had the stages of the Eiffel Tower and then the years.
Oh, that's
underneath
cool.
it. So that's the only reason why. 1881, Bat Masterson's last shootout on this day in 1881.
I don't know who that is, but he sounds cool.
All right, well, let's find out a little bit more about Bat Masterson. I just know the name. On the streets of Dodge City, famous Western lawman and a gunfighter, Bat Masterson.
I thought he was a baseball player.
What?
I thought he was a baseball player. Because what's the title say? It says Bat Masterson.
In his last shootout, so you were thinking,
but
like
I thought
he was a pitcher or something.
Yeah. And also, come on, Bat Masterson.
Okay, sure.
That sounds like a baseball player's name.
That's why we click on these things. That's why we do this.
I feel so stupid. I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize. On the streets of Dodge City, famous Western lawman and gunfighter Bat Masterson fights the last gun battle of his life. Bartholomew, no wonder he was fighting all of his life. Had made a living with his gun from a young age. In his early 20s, Masterson worked as a buffalo hunter, operating out of the wild Kansas cattle town of Dodge City for several years. He also found employment as an Army scout. All right. Do you want to know any more about Bat Masterson now that you know that he's a gunslinger and not a baseball player? A little
bit more boring now that he's not a player.
All right.
That's funny.
Well, here you go. On this day in 1940, Bob Feller throws a no-hitter. There's some baseball for you. And let's see. That's good enough for me. On this, Lenin returns to Russia from exile on this day in 1917. So there you go. On this day in history.
Okay.
Put things. And your quote of the day today? Is your quote of the day the one that I sent you and then stole for myself?
No, it's something else.
All right, good.
All right. So it is, a people free to choose will always choose peace, from Ronald Reagan.
A people free to choose will always choose peace. All right, I'm sorry that I pause after some of these because, when we hear things like this, that rings true. But is it really, these quotes? And when humans given the opportunity, or if we're free, we will always choose peace. I don't know. I guess there's an argument for that, but I don't know that that's true. Except that I'm thinking that when we get in those moments of we're choosing war, we're ready to go, it's because there's something.
Yeah, but the end goal of war is always peace. It's not to continue to have war for eternity.
What, really? Or is the end goal of war domination and power and
it
land
is, but
grabbing
maybe in their heads that's what peace is to them. It's like the domination because they're at peace if they rule everything in their own head.
I don't know. I think maybe you're looking at it in the idealistic view of what we think we are here in America, the peacekeepers of the world, and so if we're going to war, it's because we had to, and
America's just as messed up as everyone else. That's definitely true.
I think the end goal of some of the people at war are peace, but not everybody.
Oh yeah, no.
Peace. Woohoo. Jason, to answer your question, Fisher, you ever talked to Napoleon? It's been a while since I listened to the show. Haven't talked to him in a while. A couple months ago, though, I chatted it up. My wife and my wife and a bunch of friends of hers went to where he is now in Tennessee. And so I tracked him down then. So he's doing well. He's doing very well for himself, Jason. All right. And that is on this day. All right. Do you have to go, or do you want to stick around for the brocot?
The brocot. All right. Give me the brocot.
The brocot.
Also, Cords let us know that we should put the description of our sponsor, or the website of our sponsor in the description. So I did for our post, but you should edit your personal post just now to add their website.
Okay. All right.
Just so that you're aware.
All right.
I put it in the comments just now, but you should also edit the description.
All right. Can you, on your way out, write that on that whiteboard?
Yes.
Because I will forget by the time we wrap things up.
Thank you, Single Source Insurance.
Is it getting hot in here, or is it me?
It's all right.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Single Source Insurance.
Well, the air just clicked on, so that
answers my question. Is it hot in here and the air comes on? There we go. Yeah, so I guess I'm not following the brocot today. I don't know why I'm wearing an undershirt. I really don't know why I put on an undershirt today. I never do. They met up with Napoleon in Knoxville, Jason. And so that's where he is these days. But yeah, there's a brocot here at a high school. Well, I don't know how it turned out. A Bradenton student, Bradenton here in the state of Florida, just south of us, calls for a brocot after she was told to cover up breasts with Band-Aids. You know what sucks about this? I don't say sucks about this, but I automatically want to see what this girl, and I know you're going, hey, you're getting ready to go down a perverted line.
You want to see what she was wearing? Is that what you said?
Right. You want to see, you're like, well, all right, what are they talking about here? Not because of my perversion, just because you want to see, I mean, on one hand, these are kids, right?
Right.
It's a 17-year-old. One hand, they're kids. But these kids in high school, they're in those stages of development where you're becoming adults. You're turning into adults. And so on one hand, I'm like, man, leave the kid alone. If they don't want to wear a bra to school, don't let them wear a bra to school. But on the other hand, depending on what was going on, I might be able to go, oh, I see the issue here. But I do see it. Is this picture going to help out at all? Not really. So a Bradenton student is calling on her fellow students to participate in a bra boycott today after she was pulled out of class for not wearing a bra to school. Now, this is coming from ABC Action News. This is Braden River High School. Lizzie Martinez is 17. She thinks requiring undergarment is sexist. So let's start right there. Do you think requiring an undergarment is sexist? All right, so immediately here's where, because you see me looking up like this, right? So this is where my brain goes. You got to go to the equal and opposite. So you go to the other side of it. So what if a guy who is well endowed is wearing basketball shorts? Yeah, he doesn't have to be that well endowed, just endowed enough. Is wearing basketball shorts but no underwear to high school. Do you pull him aside and say, hey man, you gotta throw on some underwear there. You're flopping around everywhere. Do you just let people be people, and they're covered up, and that's good enough?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
You don't know? All right, here's the way it's going to play out.
Yeah,
it's high school and public school.
The public school district has, or the public school system has the jurisdiction and the say. And whether you think it's right or wrong, the public school system has the say, and they're going to tell her what she needs to do. And unfortunately, if she's up in arms about it, she really doesn't have the say in this case.
Well, as long as she's up in arms, she's got her bra on. She can't be up in arms with her bra off.
Once you go to college, it's way more lenient and stuff like that. But like public school system, high school,
yeah.
I mean, like just listen to the dress code, man.
Yeah, just
I don't know.
I see what she's trying to say or do, but I don't think
I get it. Yeah. But like at the end of the day, if you go up against the school system for something like that, they do have it written.
Yeah, the freedoms you think you have as Americans stop at the high school, at the school system.
High school is pretty much that's where it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I got to take. I don't know. All right. So let's see here. So Martinez calling into question the Manatee County School District's dress code after the incident occurred on April 2nd. She said she didn't wear a bra to school that day because she had a sunburn. A dean told her to put a shirt on over her top because she wasn't wearing a bra. She says she complied, but the dean still wasn't satisfied and sent her to the nurse's office to put Band-Aids over her nipples. All right, so this is about that. The school reportedly made an announcement discouraging students from participating, say it could impact their prom. Ooh. If you would decide to be a part of this brawcott, then it could affect your prom. So that means nobody joined in.
Interesting.
All right, so that's enough of the brawcott today. All right. Is that it for you, Sam?
I think so. I didn't know this story was in Bradenton, actually. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that it was right here in our backyard?
No, I didn't. I didn't know where it was. So that's interesting.
That I don't know. It doesn't surprise me all that it's from the state of Florida.
Most things are.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Sam. Have a great day.
You're welcome. You should put it on the dogs. They're really cute.
They are adorable. All right. Let's alter the camera a little bit there.
Yeah, I was going to fix it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. You go ahead and get the camera there. We'll have a couple more things before we get out of here. I'm starving.
I know.
Starving.
All right. Let's see.
Hey, Patrick Murphy. How you doing, Michael? Alan?
There we go. Oh, yes.
Perfect. Great shot. Now we just need to put more light on him. See if we can put more light on him over here.
You're so good.
Oh, Joey, stay there, buddy. You stay right there.
He's stretching. Jojo, come back up. Come on.
Hey, get back over there. Be cute.
He's like, no, I want to talk to you.
Go be cute on cue. All right, a couple more things before I get out of here today. Dick's Sporting Goods. Hey, buddy. Dick's Sporting Goods is going to the next level. Says it's destroying all its unsold assault rifles. The unsold assault style rifles. This is coming out of Pittsburgh. And in February, the national retail chain Dick's Sporting Goods announced it would stop sales of assault-style rifles and high-capacity magazines at all of its stores and ban the sale of guns to anyone under 21 years old. The announcement came, let's see here, just 2 weeks after the school massacre in Parkland, Florida. But recently, the sporting goods chain also said it was destroying all assault-style guns pulled from shelves, as well as the accessories. Quote, "We are destroying the firearms in accordance with federal guidelines and regulations," they said. It was not the, let's see here, Nicholas Cruz, the gunman who killed 17 people in Florida, mostly students, had purchased a shotgun at Dick's store in November of 2017. Quote, "It was not the gun nor type of gun he used in the shooting," Chairman and CEO Edward Stock wrote, "but it could have been." You guys know I'm not a gun guy, but for those of you that are, I do see how ridiculous that statement is. But it could have been. Clearly, this indicates on so many levels that the system in place are not effective to protect our kids and our citizens. Dick's Sporting Goods Incorporated is based in Pittsburgh, in a state where the first day of deer hunting season is an unofficial holiday for some families. Yeah, and that's the gun discussion rages on. Japan is getting ready to lift its ban on growing human organs in animals. I just wanted to pass that along to everybody because, you know, you never know when you need to grow a human organ in an animal and use it. Now, the government panel recommends benefits outweigh the risks. A Japanese government-commissioned expert panel has green-lighted controversial scientific experiments to grow human organs inside the bodies of animals as early as this fall. Under the auspices of the Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology Ministry, the panel produced a report on research involving the development of human organs in the bodies of pigs and other animals. The times we live in. A couple more things before I get out of here. This is an effed up story. The title is The Sperminator. Now, granted, it's coming from The Sun. Man fathers 22 children by illegally donating sperm to women he met on Facebook. The man, who the Sun Online are not naming, said he started donating out of a genuine desire to help women have a family and has admitted donating to 50 people. So what's the scam? Let's find out. Like, was he online going, "Hey, I have Brad Pitt stuff right here. It's good stuff. You want it?" Using the pseudonym, the Sun Online has chosen not to name. The Glasgow-based donor said he can be the first resort for women who want to have a baby and admitted to donating to 50 women. He started donating in 2013 out of a genuine desire to help women have a family and first considered donating legally through a clinic, but was put off by it. He then turned to Facebook. If they come to me, they have already reached that point. He said the process is simple, as women can arrive at a specific location near where he's based, and he hands over the specimen. All right. I don't need to know any more about this. Listen, if he was tricking people online, then it'd be a salacious story that I want to know the details about. But this guy is just basically going, hey, I'll do it. You don't have to spend all that money. I'll do it. And plus, they don't give me the name, and it's the Star, so I don't know how much credibility I want to give the story. Pets in a plane. The airlines have turned to a government for help in taming a rise of emotional support animals. A fracas on a Southwest airline flight out of Baltimore last year had all the usual elements of a viral air travel incident. Agitated passenger dragged, blah, 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 blah. This is just another story about how people are taking advantage of this emotional support animal system that we have in place and just taking their little doggies on planes, and the airlines are trying to figure out a way to fight back. And lastly, the best story of the day. The best story of the day. Oh, I never even brought up my... And here we go. The last story of the day. No longer, ladies and gentlemen, do you need a priest in order to perform an exorcism. You can beat the devil in the 21st century using a cell phone now. Exorcism by cell phone. Next up on the Wake.Show. Exorcism by cell phone. And now you know. About 200 aspiring exorcists gathered on Monday for a week-long course in casting out demons, including by cell phone if necessary, amid increased demand for the service among Roman Catholics. This isn't some, religion out in the middle of nowhere where there's only 200 people, period, that believe this stuff. This is modern day, 2018, in arguably one of the largest denominations of any religion of any kind on the planet. Not only believe that you can be infected spiritually. I don't know, maybe you can. I don't know. But it's just interesting. Be infected spiritually, and then you can cast out demons. And then they have seminar. Like Comic-Con, but you get together and you get to learn more about how to cast out demons and whatnot. It's like Hogwarts. It's like magical spells. Roman Catholics, participants, many of them priests, will attend lectures and talks on a range of topics, including witchcraft in Africa, how to tell the difference between demonic possessions and mental illness, and a step-by-step guide to casting out demons. Cardinal Ernest Simoni of Albania drew strong interest in the first session by citing the use of cell phones now in exorcisms. They call me and we speak. That's how I do it, said the 89-year-old. He would read the prayers of exorcism in Latin over the phone, just as he would if performing the lengthy rite in person. No official figures are available yet, but Catholic Church officials say the number of demonic possessions are on the rise. The number of exorcisms has definitely increased over the years, as I'm surprised that they haven't switched and went, these demons all these years have been schizophrenia and other mental health issues. But no, they're still on it. In 2018, this course is useful because it prepares the priests who carry out exorcisms to have a complete vision, a multiple discipline view of the situation. Father Benigno Paella, an exorcist for the Diocese of Palmero, told Vatican Radio in February that he performed about 50 exorcisms in the past 2.5 years. Exorcisms on the rise. Fish got married? Yes, I did. Look at that. I got married last year, Kevin. I got married last year to a wonderful woman who obviously is out of her mind as well. Marrying me. I don't know what the hell she was thinking. I tricked her. She tripped and stumbled into love before marriage before she knew what happened to her. No, we dated for 5 years, and things are awesome. Thank you so much, Kevin. Or almost 6 years before we finally did it. Congrats. Thank you. I appreciate that. She is awesome. And as she reminds me a couple times a week, because I was getting ready to say, I don't know how I did life without her. As she reminds me a couple times a week, she doesn't know how I did life without her. All right. That is all the stuff I was bringing to the table on this Monday. I think I showed you my pictures from the weekend. You got all caught up in the happenings of my personal life. Chris McCarty should be back tomorrow. I think he's going to be back in studio for the rest of the week. Takes Mondays off. Needs Mondays. Roxy, Joey, you guys have anything before we're out of here? You guys cool? Joseph, Michael, Roxy. Hey, Roxy. You guys have anything before we go? Just tell the people to make sure they go to the Wake.Pups on Instagram. That's a great point. Thank you, Roxy. Track down Roxy and Joey there on Instagram at the Wake.Pups. Have a wonderful day. Be safe. Be kind to yourself. Be good to your fellow man. And let your crazy breathe. Bless you. Bless you. That wasn't for you. That was for... Bless you, Joseph. Have a great day. Thank you for being a part of the Wake.Show. Let me see if I can... There we go. Bless you.